going on YouTube? It's Nick from NoobKill coming at you with another Madden video today. So guys, super exciting. We got some more info, some more news, some sneak peeks a little bit talking about Madden Mobile 23. The game is coming. The new season is coming right around the corner. I cannot wait. Of course, we are still Madden 22. So everything you guys do see here is a work in progress. Things are not final, so some things change between here and launch and everything. Of course, do take that with some grain of salt in respect of that. But of course, we did already showcase this image right here with the artwork and everything like that. Super fire. I'm excited, man. If artwork's gonna be like this fire, whew, that is madness. This is just gonna be madness. I'm thinking in the middle, Doug Martin is just a regular base elite or something like that. He does see oh, actually that could be a season's comeback card, right? Because it says season 8 on it, and obviously that is last season's Madden Mobile and everything like that, Madden 22. So you guys can see him there. And then of course Patrick Mahomes looks like probably most feared with the vampire claws there. And then we got Ultimate Freeze with Aaron Rodgers, Jamar Chase from Eastern. Now, like I said, these are just asset artworks. I don't think these guys are gonna they could get a card, they might not get a card inside those respective programs. Just give you guys a little hint of how fire the artwork will be next season. Another thing we can look at, looks like there are two different two things right there. One of them being TP. I'm probably guessing the blue one is training points, and then the red one is going to be, I believe, weight room. Looks like some plates on a bar. So I'm guessing that is that. And then of course you got your Madden cash. I don't know what the orange currency is. And then of course we do got our coins right there. But yeah, that being said, we already talked about this. We have a lot of things, or some things to talk about. Of course, last week we did get the news talking about Madden base. There wasn't too much to talk about it. So, and there was just one slide, and I just kind of skipped over it. But we are gonna touch on it here a little bit, so you guys see play game day events to earn pick'ems, items, and a lot of stuff. So you guys can see we got three little tiers or chains that you guys can do. So obviously playing these live events, or I guess Madden base events, will give you either coins, training points, or even players. So kind of straightforward. Play one to unlock the other one, obviously. And then another thing they did mention about this, that possibly, but of course this is all work in progress. You know, like how we had live events for if some team scores a touchdown or something, like a game day event. It might pop up here inside Madden base right there. It might not. We don't know just yet. We'll have to see. You guys see they do have a little ad right there at the bottom with progressive. But yeah, that's just something where you can find kind of different things inside Madden base and everything. But we shall see when the game finally comes to us. But the topic at hand today, we're talking about progression and overall. So not a lot to look at today. It's just going to be a lot of me just talking. So obviously here is our little picture that they had here. Again, everything is a work in progress. We have no player artworks or anything like that. But yeah, you guys can kind of see 863 overalls is what you're kind of getting with uncommons. Again, like I said, these are not final overalls. I'm guessing maybe 60s will be commons if we have commons again. Uncommons will probably be in the 70 range, and then of course we got our 80s with the rares, and then we have epic and iconic. So they did talk that they will be having those four. Was that four? Actually, if you count uncommon, or common, uncommon, rare, epic, and then iconics, yeah, I guess 5 if you count common. So we'll still have those returning back. So if you're a returning user, you will still have those color schemes. You still will remember all that stuff. Now they did mention that every card, I believe, inside rare and thing, rare, uncommon, the base of a uncommon card will never, even if it's a brand new uncommon card they release inside of Ultimate Freeze or something, if they for some reason release uncommons inside Ultimate Freeze, was that 4 months into the game, if they do that, that uncommon will never be higher base overall than of course a rare, and then of course escalating into tiers. So a rare will never be higher overall at base than an epic, and epic will never be higher overall than an iconics, and then iconics never be higher if they release those mythics. Man, I don't know when they teased us, they never gave it to us. But yeah, so you guys understand that. So I'm guessing they could be high, in between uncommons, because every player will be different. I don't think they'll make all the rares the same overall in this picture. I don't know, they might. Now of course you can still level them up and everything, so you can still level up players, but of course there is some new things to talk about, some really cool things to talk about. So One thing that they are bringing back are trades. Now, in a sense of player trades is how they mentioned it. Now, when I heard that, I kind of got a little excited. I was like, oh, what? They're going to allow us to trade with other players? It's a little bit, it's sick, but it's not, I don't think it's like, we're not getting in that territory. But of course, guys, player trades is basically meaning that, like, you know how this current season, a lot of us didn't like it because, like, if you pull Joe Burrow, if you pull another Joe Burrow, it just becomes like a part of a shard into it. So if you basically, nothing really upgrades, right? Nothing really upgrades. Uncommons kind of were used all throughout because you can always star them up and rank them up and everything like that. But yeah, so they're gonna get rid of that. So they're getting rid of that whole thing. So that's pretty great. So with that being said, you can actually take like 5, I'm just giving an example here, 5 uncommons and trade it in for a rare. Take 10 rares, trade in for 1 epic. I don't know, 20, 30 epics and get 1 iconic, something like that, like in that sense. So you will have duplicate cards now, of course, of players, which is a big sigh of relief. I feel like a lot of people like that a lot, that system better than, of course, the whole ranking system, getting all the shards and everything. Like, it kind of grew on me towards the end of the season, but still, it's a lot of work. And then, of course, when you do feel that difference in those rankings, but of course, there's no real progression. Like, uncommons were still being used all the way up until, like, I don't know, Super Bowl time. People still had them. I don't know if people still had them uncommons, but you kind of get my gist. Like, rares were still making on people's lineups all the way to the end of the season, while before Madden Mobile, like, epics or nothing. Or if it was Madden Max, like, bro, all that stuff, right? So they are doing that. So there's no more ranks, guys. So that's really great. And then there's gonna be player trades. Now, they said they took that from the feedback that a lot of people like. But one feedback I still, it's hard to get my head around. That, of course, I know, like, they don't want it, or like they really didn't like it. That's why they took it out. But like, I feel like a lot of people would come back, man, if you brought back an auction house. Like, in a sense that, like, you're bringing back all the player items. Why can't we, like, exchange them and, you know, and stuff like that? But I digress. That's not in the books. I don't think they talked about anything about an auction house, so there's gonna be no auction house, I don't think, or anything like that. Now, the transition between Madden Mobile 22 to Madden Mobile 23, which is really nice for returning users, guys. So if you are a returning user, every single player basically will have a new trade set. So all your uncommons will trade into something, and then, of course, it will give you that it will give you an advantage. Now, you will still have all those cards. They will not be nowhere near high overall, because right in this picture, I believe they said it's not going to be 50 to 100 or 99 no more. It's still going to be up there in the, you guys saw the first picture, where is it, 250s, 180s, 100s, and all that stuff. So we're not back to, like, the old Madden Classic, where, like, 99 overall is the highest, where you could understand stats a little bit more, but that is going to be. Now, something to mention about returning users and Marvel players. Marvel players are actually going to have their own specific special set, so that it's going to be something cooler. That's what I kind of got from the gist. They'll have a separate set for Madden Marvel iconic players, and they'll give you more rewards, because, yo, those are the highest overall players that we have in the game right now, and those are the sought after cards that you could have a lot. I've seen people have 5 stars of the whole team, and everything like that. But of course, you might have 1 or 2, but those 1 or 2 will help you a lot going into next season. So that's pretty great. And then those Marvel trade-ins, guys, they said that the trade-in value is going to be something like how the ranking and overall will be for helping your team, will be kind of like the first program players, like the sought-after program players. I can't remember what was last season's overall, because it was kind of weird, like kickoff and everything, and the, like, that fire-up program. But yeah, you guys will see that Marvels will have their own specific cool set that you can trade in for more players and everything like that. Of course, guys, levels are the only thing that is going to be helping out to upgrade your players higher than their base stat. So no more ranks, no more stars, no more getting shards, all that goodness. It's all gone. It's just leveling up. And another good thing that they did for leveling is that they streamlined it a lot easier. Because, you know, this season, man, it is a hectic headache. And I didn't even know what the heck was going on for a little bit of it, because, like, you had to unlock the journey and everything. So I was just too lazy to go and beat the journey. So when I finally did, it's like you got to get T2 items, you got to get all these helmets, flags, passing offensive badges, all that stuff, man. That is just too confusing, man. So they really did a good job with what they're saying. Well, I haven't seen it just yet, but they said that leveling up players are just going to be using coins and training points. So that is pretty good. I believe maybe if there is, if I interpret that wrong, I'm guessing maybe weight room, because that kind of sounds, maybe that's training points. I have no idea. We'll see what happens, but it's gonna be a lot streamlined. It's not gonna be like you need a whole spreadsheet and of everything to go ahead and write down that stuff. So a lot easier to figure that stuff out. Now, will it be easier to level up players? I think it's just they're gonna bump up their coin overalls and training point levels. Like, it's not gonna be the same like 100 coins and 500 training points, because right now we have like 100 coins, 500 training points, and then like 600 T2 items and all that stuff. They'll make it accordingly, so it's still balanced. It's not like someone's just gonna have like a million coins and then boom, he has maxed out players on day one, right? Now, another really nice thing with this, since they said that rarities and everything, one thing that I popped up in my mind, because they went and talked about this at separate times, they introduced the topic of rarities, right? How an uncommon will never be higher than a common. I mean, what am I saying? An uncommon will never be higher than a rare, bro. But basically, when they mentioned that, the first thing that came to mind is like, yo, they better not be giving us those dookie pro packs that we're seeing right now in the game. Like, people have full-on Marvel teams 5-star ranking, and then they log into the game, they do their field pass, and then they get a free pro pack, and then woo, pro pack gives me 5 or 4 or 60 overall common cards. Like, it's the end of the game. Like, that's exactly what I need. So what they said is they're actually going to streamline, or like make the supply inside of packs accordingly towards what stage we are in the game. So obviously in the beginning of the game, you're gonna see like pro packs with like elites and stuff, or what it was, epics, I should say, is the elite counterpart. So you'll see like epics and everything. But then of course, if we're into like August, or not August, July, or like maybe even May, uncommon should not be seen inside my packs unless it's like one uncommon, not the whole pack. So they said they're gonna upgrade packs throughout the year. We'll see if that happens. And then another thing that they mention, one of the final points they did touch on, it was of course the journey. The journey, you guys know, that's like our big like campaign kind of thing where you go and play. They said, now I feel like they say this every year, but that is going to be looked on a lot, and that's going to be helping you upgrade your players throughout the whole season. So they're going to be doing a lot more, I hope, with the journey. I know, like, we've had the journey, we had Madden Madden Masters in the past. Like, I want to say Madden Masters, I feel like, was a little bit more updated, like better rewards and everything. Like, you got an actual player and everything. Like, remember, and even like those random times with those achievements with the leagues and everything, like, that was cool. That was kind of like small tidbits throughout the season here. And of course, I can't remember, was it Madden Mobile 21 or Madden 20? I can't remember. Maybe it was even Overdrive. When was that one where like every like so months they release a Madden Master? Like, that was good. That was throughout the year. This current season, I don't really think there's too much progression. They just released the hard mode. So they said they're gonna be looking at that and focusing on that a lot more. But of course, we're not there just yet. We'll see how that all happens. Of course, they did mention that there was going to be a practice mode in last season. I don't think they got no practice mode. And then I believe they also mentioned, what was another thing they mentioned? I forgot what they mentioned here. Something along the lines of like a journey or something. But we'll see what happens. We're now at the end of Madden Mobile 22. We still get that practice. I'm a little salty because I really like that. I like that practice mode idea because it would help for a lot of videos that I wanted to do. But that being said, guys, I know there wasn't a lot of visuals to look at right here. You guys just see blank cards. You can Jalen Hurts right there at 63 overall. You got Leonard Fournette from the Super Bowl. It looks like, oh no, this is level 1. I'm just don't mind me, boys. And that's another thing. Of course, don't take everything for sure. But uncommons, none of them have a level beside the rare. So just maybe you can upgrade uncommons. We'll see when that all comes out, guys. That's all the information I have for you today. I believe the next program is gonna be like a vault theme inside of current Madden Mobile. But yeah, guys, the more information I get, the more news that I can go ahead and talk about and everything like that. We will go ahead and talk about it, and we're getting every single day we're getting closer and closer to the launch of the new season. So I'm excited for that, guys. We really want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Always stay hype, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.
What's up?